How's it going, dating comic book investments? So in this video, we're going to look at 5 keys that are dropping in price, and some of them by quite a bit. And some of these are on here because you asked for them. So if you leave a comment below, I'll try to check them out. And if it makes sense to put it on video, then I'll try to put it on one of these videos for you to check out. I know this is Monday. Normally I upload these on Sunday, but you know, the Dolphins had a historic run yesterday until they decided not to kick the field goal. Stupid, so dumb. But anyways, I ended up partying a little too hard because of it. So I did not make it back. I did make it back, not in time to do a video. But nonetheless, here we go. Here's the video. Spectacular Spider-Man #1. A 9.4 is down 52% from 186 to 90. A 9.6 is down 57% from 250 to 106. And a 9.8 is down only about 38% from 760 to 475. This is the old format. A lot of people wanted it. A lot of people like the new format. I'm just going to jump in between them, however I feel. I like both formats, but they each tell a different story. Nonetheless, so for a 9.8, this is down not very much, 38% from an all-time high back in 2021 for 760, now selling for about 475. It pretty much went up because the comic boom kind of stayed around that for a while, and then just recently it started dropping. I would say the last 6 months. The rest of the grades are only down 57, 52%. It's pretty much across the board. Is just around half, so not too much there. And again, this is from like an all-time high. All right, this is from it's like the most one sold for to what's it's selling for now, current price. So my guess, though, honestly, I know it's Spider-Man. Spider-Mans don't drop as much because they're in high demand. This is a tough one. I want to say because it's only dropped like 38% that it still has room to drop, but it's pretty much for 2 years pretty much stayed around the same. I could see a little more dropping in general for this book in particular, but not too much. Next, we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #0. This is the green variant. There's really no information on other grades. That's the issue with modern books. But I will say this, 9.8 back in 2016 sold for, peaked right out of the gate, which I say with most moderns, they're always out of the gate. It's the most expensive they'll be, for $326. One currently sold for $188. That's down 42%. Actually, one sold for much less than that, sold for under $100. But I looked at it and I was like, yeah, this looks suspect. You can even see in that graph, it just goes straight down to like, I think it was like $50 or something like that. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It was on the GPA where I get the sold data, but there wasn't any links to anything. I couldn't trust it when, you know, I looked on eBay and I saw ones that had just recently sold for more than that. So it's sometimes you can get like, maybe this, they put it under the green variant, but it was actually like the red variant or something like that. But nonetheless, all these, every variant is down. So not just the green variant, every single one is down. Some more than others. This one not as much. This is seemed to be the more popular variant that people wanted. I know the white variant was pretty popular too. But I remember when this book came out, it was all the rage. And then it's like most modern books, the hype is always going to be in the beginning. I would not, if you want the book, buy the book. But if you're buying a modern, if you want to think it's going to go up in value, give it like a year, 6 months to a year, see where it's at. If it has dropped from its all-time highs out of the gate and dropped down, then you're going to assume it's going to continue to drop for a while. Maybe one day it'll go up randomly. But I honestly would just stay away from modern comic books for the first 6 months to a year. In terms of like buying for investment purposes, it's safer to buy a comic book that's already trending upwards than it is to buy one that is just out of the gate and most likely is going to go down. You probably have way more wins if you just wait. And it's like, yeah, I had to pay a premium. Like, oh, I could have bought this book for like, you know, $50. Now it's $100. It's like, yeah, but think of all the ones that you decided not to buy for $50 and now worth $10. Next, we got Special Marvel Edition 15, first appearance of Shang-Chi. A 6.5 is down 77% from 708 to 159. Ooh. A 9.2 is down 83% from 2,500 to 432. And a 9.8 down 75%, selling for peaking at 18,000, now selling for a recent one for a little over 4,500. Wow, this is like modern comic book level dropping. And it's interesting because Shang-Chi, he had his own series Master of Kung Fu ran from like issue 16 or issue 17 all the way up to like 100 and something, and then had series here and there throughout the years. I know it was never a super popular series, but it was popular enough to continue on, and it probably lost popularity as time went on because during the 70s they had like this huge Kung Fu boom in the entertainment field. So that's why Shang-Chi was popular, and that obviously kind of went away over time in the 80s and 90s. But I mean, he had his own movie, and Marvel's kind of dropped the ball. I don't even know when the movie came out. It must have been like 5 years ago at this point, and who knows what happened to that character. I don't know. Who knows? But nonetheless, man, this is a lot. This is quite a bit. 83% for a 9.2. 77 for a 6.5. Down from 708 to 159. I know I had a lot of these books and they just sit and sit and sit. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's like you try to price correct, but by the time price correct, it's already dropped another 10%. I mean, it's back down to its levels before the comic boom. I feel like this one still has a little room to drop, to be honest. Yeah, I still feel like a little more. Next, we got Astonishing Tales 25. First appearance of Deathlock. A 7.0 is down 63% from 309 to 115. An 8.5 is down 63% from 580 to 215. And a 9.4 is down 71% from 1250 to 365. Yeah, it's still trending down, this book. Obviously 63% is not as bad as some other stuff, but still dropping quite a bit. I think this will still trend down, in my opinion. All right, last on the list is Submariner number 1. A 6.0 is down 74% from 900 to 230. A 9.2 is down 67% from a little over 3,000, now 7,000. And then a 9.8 is down from 20,000 down all the way to about 6,800, down 66%. Wow. I mean, it's pretty much back down to its levels prior to being massively spiked up. I had two things going for it. I had Submariner was going to be this great character in Fantastic Four. Black Panther number 2 and Wakanda Forever. We're going to get a spin-off, but there's no news. That's the problem, is Disney just wants to do, they say they're going to do all these movies, but they just never do any of them. And it's like, dude, just focus on a few. You only come out with 3 to 4 movies a year. So stop saying like, oh, we're going to have Submariner. When? Oh, in like 6 years. And then like after a couple of years, like, oh, well, maybe we're not going to. And these kind of, yeah, it's just dumb. It's like, if you're going to do a character, commit to that character. Make sure they appear like every like have their own movie every like 2 years, and then have like maybe an appearance in someone else's movie like on the off year that they're not in their own solo movie or something like that. But like Shang-Chi, it's like, oh yeah, he's going to be here in the next Avengers. Well, when's that? I don't know, like 6, 7, 8, 10 years from now, something like that. It's like, okay, will the actor be alive by then? I mean, you guys wait so long. He'll be an old man. But yeah, so Submariner, I mean, I think this is a good book. 20,000 for a 9.8 is just ridiculous. I'm like I can't even like imagine when you would see that again. Not for a long time. Not for a very, very long time, if ever. That's just too high for this book. It's not his first appearance. And yeah, I think there's even a 9.9 of this. So anyways, have a good day.